Okay, so back to the lab view. Okay, so lab view, the split lab view dia ada dua main window. For MATLAB kamu ada satu ya. But for lab view kamu ada dua main window, which is the first one is front panel and then second one is the block diagram. Okay. So apa beza antara front panel dan block diagram? Block diagram adalah tempat di mana kamu nak buat kamu punya programming. Okay, programming but in LabVIEW language. While for front panel adalah kamu punya GUI, Graphical User Interface. So kat sini lah kamu akan letak kamu punya button, kamu punya interaction, display, graph display, everything dekat front panel. Macam MATLAB, okay, MATLAB kamu untuk display graph nanti dia akan keluar pop up. Okay, tapi untuk LabVIEW dia tak akan keluar pop up. Dia akan terus keluar pada front panel. Okay, so for front panel dengan block diagram ni, so kalau both are separate windows, but actually it's connected. Okay, apa yang kamu buat, apa yang kamu letak pada front panel akan keluar pada block diagram. Tapi tak semestinya apa yang kamu letak pada block diagram akan keluar pada front panel. Okay, so untuk saya tunjuk ni, okay, masing-masing ada lab module kan. Okay, so sekarang ni kita akan go kepada lab module page 5, tapi saya tak akan tunjuk, saya akan terus tunjuk pada sini. Okay, so untuk lab view, untuk front panel, untuk macam mana kamu nak program, kamu hanya perlu right click saja pada window kamu. Kamu right click, dia akan keluar kamu punya list of tools. Okay, so dekat sini contohnya kalau saya nak display graph, saya akan right click, saya pilih pada silver, saya ambil graph. Kat sini ada multiple choice of graph, so saya contoh pilih satu, XY graph. Okay, so bila saya letak graph kat sini, kamu akan perasan pada block diagram automatically dia akan ada XY graph. Sebab apa ada ni, so XY graph akan jadi kamu punya display, and then to process display, to display something, you must do something first. So dekat block diagram ni di mana tempat kamu nak buat programming. So saya akan letak. Okay, for both front panel and block diagram, the programming is the tools is different Kalau kamu tengok sekarang ni, okay, bila saya tengok front panel, the tools is more on display or input output. While for untuk block diagram lebih pada programming. So maknanya kamu nak mathematical, handling, timing, everything is on block diagram. Okay, so saya tunjuk sikit. Okay, saya tunjuk sikit based on yang ni sebab saya terlupa nak buat satu contoh programming. Okay, so kalau kamu tengok dekat sini, dekat screen sekarang. Okay, this one komponen untuk front panel and block diagram. Okay, untuk yang ni, kalau kau komponen untuk front panel and block diagram, untuk toolbox di atas ni ada yang hampir sama, tapi lebih kurang lah. Tapi ada a few yang different. Kita tak perlu learn semua. The important one is bila kamu buat program, the first one yang kamu kena tahu adalah ni, yang ni. This one is run button. So macam MATLAB, kamu nak evaluate, kamu right click pada kamu punya program dan kamu right click dan press F9, ataupun kamu right click and then pilih evaluate. For MATLAB view, kamu hanya perlu klik run. So dia akan run. Run continuously maksudnya dia akan run continuously, maksudnya dia akan run berterusan. Kalau run ni dia akan run sekali sahaja. While for run continuously akan always run. Okey, contoh dia macam ni Okey, saya tunjuk satu simple program. Sekarang ni saya nak tunjuk timer sahaja. Count, okay, and then create indicator. Okay, so the same with MATLAB saya tak pasti timer dalam millisecond ke second. Saya terlupa. Tapi for lab view, your timer is in millisecond. Okay. So kalau macam ni, kalau saya tekan run sekali, dia akan tunjuk dia akan run sekali sahaja. Tapi kalau saya tekan run continuously, dia akan keep on running. Okay. So ini adalah millisecond timer value. And then millisecond timer value ni adalah kalau kamu tengok siapa sih millisecond kamu start daripada kosong, betul tak? Bila starting. Tapi this one adalah dia akan campur sekali dengan dia start from 1970 punya millisecond timer. Okay, so bila kamu tekan balik run continuously, dia akan stop kamu punya program. Okay, and then okay, so yang tu satu. Okay, untuk pada front panel, actually there's a few important component yang kamu kena tahu, which is dia separate pada two, which is input dan output. Okay, so can anyone explain to me what is input, what is output? Dalam automation sepatutnya kamu belajar pasal tu sedikit, pasal input dan output. So input is where you put your value, and output is where you display your value. Okay, so untuk okay, so untuk input output normally dekat sini. Okay, contoh saya ambil satu numeric. Okay, kalau kamu tengok sini kan, pada front panel dia ada numeric control dan numeric indicator. Control adalah kamu punya input, while numeric indicator adalah kamu punya output. Okay, so numeric control adalah the value that you can change during your program, while indicator will only change when something happen on the block diagram. Okay, okay, so nak mudah, okay, so saya akan tunjuk contoh program. Okay, so we'll refer to page 7, which is we will do some simple expression for division, multiplication, subtraction and addition, summation. Okay, same macam MATLAB. Untuk tambah, tolak, darab, bahagi, kamu hanya type saja. 5 tambah 5, 10. 10 bagi 10, 1. Bila kamu type, dia akan keluar terus. Untuk LabVIEW, it's a bit different. Where first, macam saya cakap tadi, sebab dia bukan, kamu tak perlu type, kamu tak perlu coding, the programming. So, kamu tak perlu ingat dia punya coding. Yang kamu perlu tahu adalah kat mana letaknya kamu punya coding tersebut. Bukan coding, tools kamu yang kamu nak guna. Okay, for example, first untuk simple expression, so kita nak buat add summation. Okay, so untuk buat add punya operation, there are two ways kamu nak cari kamu punya tools. First one, kamu right click. Second one, kamu tekan control dan space. Macam control space. So bila kamu tekan control space, dia akan naik quick drop. So in quick drop, kamu boleh search terus. Kamu nak cari apa? Add. Ataupun kamu cari subtract. Everything will be display here. So it's easier kalau kamu nak cari, cara susah, kamu right click dan kamu pilih. So kalau untuk addition, daripada adalah mathematic dan numeric. Di sini add, subtract, multiply, divide. First untuk a newbie, better kamu pakai yang ni right click. So kamu boleh tahu apa yang ada. Dah tu kalau contohnya kalau kamu cari kan dah tak jumpa sangat, kamu just right control space, kamu search add ke apa. Okay, basically dalam modul dia akan beritahu untuk siapa yang kamu nak pakai. So kalau kamu tak jumpa, kamu just control space dan kamu search. Okay, sekarang ni saya nak pakai add. So this one saya letak add dekat sini. So add dekat sini dia ada 3 node. Okay, dia ada x, y dan x plus y. Late view ni dia punya satu, dia punya problem sebab saya tak boleh nak zoom out dia punya zoom, dia punya tool. So mungkin kamu nampak kecil. uh, Nampak jelas tak? Kak, nampak jelas tak? Tambah ni.
Kecil Cik Nodet.
Tu ada problem dia tu. Okay, tak
Tak
apa.
tahu kena buat full screen ke apa. Tak boleh kat full screen dia kecil juga kan.
Tak, ni full screen lah ni. Full screen sebab saya try zoom. Tak boleh juga nak zoom pun.
Dia mungkin kena ambil apa tu, present by window. Cuma lambat lah. Window kita dah 3 window nak pakai kan.
Tak
Pakai
apalah.
apa?
Ah,
PyTab. Atau apa?
tak apalah nanti sebab saya rekod kan ni pakai satu lagi, pakai OBS. So kalau nanti
Uh,
kalau kamu tak clear, nanti saya akan bagi link YouTube, kamu tengok dari situ lah. So
hmm.
daripada YouTube tu nanti kamu boleh zoom lah sikit. Okay, and then it's clearer from Google Meet ni. Okay. So siapa yang dah install, dah berjaya install tu, try sekali macam saya buat ni. Okay. So untuk tambah, so bila kamu kat sini, kamu boleh setiap tool kamu on every node kamu boleh right click saja. Kamu right click and it will show what's the option available for that node. Okay. Contoh macam ni, bila tambah saya nak kena perlu create something which is kamu perlu create sama ada constant ataupun control. So kalau dekat sini, dekat create, kamu ada a few option, constant, control or indicator. Untuk input, untuk input hanya dua sahaja yang kamu boleh guna, which is constant ataupun control. Untuk output, kamu boleh pakai indicator sahaja. So sekarang ni X dan Y adalah kamu punya input. So kamu boleh pilih sama ada kamu nak create constant ataupun control. Okay, saya akan tunjuk apa beza antara constant dan control. Create, control. Okay, the difference between constant and control, the same with Arduino programming. Constant adalah value yang kamu tak boleh ubah once program dah start. While for control, kamu boleh ubah apabila program dah start, dah berjalan. Okay, so kita akan try satu. So yang ni saya akan right click. Macam saya cakap tadi, X plus Y ni adalah output. So output only indicator is available. So once kamu create output dekat sini, dia akan keluar dekat kamu punya window. Saya besarkan sikit. Panel pada front, tools pada front panel kamu boleh besarkan, tapi dekat block diagram kamu tak boleh besarkan. So mungkin kamu tak boleh nampak sangat. Okay, so for this one kamu ada X plus Y, and then for this one kamu ada Y. Sebab apa kat sini kita cuma ada Y sahaja? Sebab tadi saya buat untuk X saya assign sebagai constant, Y saya assign sebagai control. The thing that you assign as control will be shown at the front panel. Okay, so macam ni So bila kamu create control, kalau kat ini saya change semula kepada constant. So kat sini saya right click pada Y, saya change to constant. So once change pada constant, dekat front panel takkan ada dah. Saya change balik to control, dia akan ada semula. Okay, so the difference between constant and control. So yang ni saya akan buat continuous run dulu lah. Okay, once kamu dah start kamu punya program, everything on the block diagram cannot be changed. Kamu tengok sekarang ni, saya nak klik, contoh saya nak ubah nilai kosong, tak boleh sekarang ni. Sebab bila program dah run, you cannot change anything on block diagram. You can only change thing on front panel sahaja. Contoh kat sini saya ubah 5, tekan enter, and then we get 5. Why 5? Because Y is 5, X is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. So nampak? So that is the main difference. Control kamu boleh change dekat sini, and then untuk kamu senang nak tahu which one is control, which one is indicator. Control will have white background, while indicator will have grey background. Okay. So kalau kamu nak ubah nilai constant, so kamu kena stop dulu program kamu dan kamu ubahlah kat sini. Okay, Macam saya cakap tadi, kalau kamu tekan run yang ni, dia akan run sekali saja. So kalau kamu run sekali ya, klik run, dia akan run sekali saja. Okey, kamu nampak sekarang ni, dia ada perbezaan sedikit uh, antara run dan tak run. Okey, bila kamu tengok, bila saya run, your background will okay, the line on your front panel background will vanish. Once you stop, it will show back. So maknanya macam tu cara kamu nak tahu sama ada program kamu is running or not. Okay, so this one untuk tambah. So kalau kamu nak try buat tolak, the same thing. Kamu cari balik. Saya tekan control space. Subtract. So saya ambil subtract satu. Saya pilih. Repeat the same step. This time saya nak pakai dua-dua control. Create control. So saya ada X dan saya ada Y2. Sebab kat sini jadi Y2 because you already have a control with label Y. So this one it will create as Y2. So it will automatically rename as the next available name. Okay. So cara kamu nak besarkan kamu punya panel ni ada two way. Sama ada first kamu pilih and then kamu pergi kepada atas ni text setting, kamu pergi pada size, kamu pilih size. Ataupun the shortcut key is control minus ataupun control plus. Okay, contoh ke sekarang ni, yang ni saya pakai key saya akan control minus untuk kecilkan. Untuk besarkan saya tekan control plus. Okay, so for this one tadi saya buat dah X tolak Y. So and then the same thing saya replicate balik, create indicator. Okay, so saya ada X tolak Y. Untuk labeling ni, kamu boleh tukar label kamu sendiri. So whether kamu nak X tolak Y ataupun saya tolak sini subtract answer. Okay, so kamu just double click pada label kamu dan kamu just give it a name. Okay, so sekarang ni saya nak continuous run. So contoh kat sini saya letak 5. Enter, saya dapat nilai 5. 5 tolak kosong which is equal to 5. Kalau saya letak sini 5, this one saya letak 10. Saya enter, we get minus 5. Actually a basic basic addition, subtraction. Okay, the same thing is for the division and multiplication. Okay, just kamu find, kalau division, divide, kamu akan keluar divide. Untuk multiplication, dia akan multiply. Okay, dia akan naik multiply. Okay, so this one. Okay, and so kalau siapa yang nanti later on lepas kamu install, kamu try dulu this one. Kamu try buat ni. Actually for module 1, saya akan tunjuk everything. Okay, saya akan tunjuk step by step macam mana kamu nak buat. Okay, sebab bila online kamu tak boleh nak tanya directly, so it actually a bit hard. And then actually the exercise pun complicated sikit tu. So saya akan tunjuk a few samples for the exercise. And then jap saya check balik. Oh, later on exercise 3. Oh, saya tak apa. Depend on Medan Rashida nanti macam ni nak bagi marks. Tapi saya akan tunjuk everything macam mana kamu nak buat. Okay, from exercise. Okay, so untuk exercise, okay. So from the task 1 exercise, task 1, okay. Saya akan tunjuk for the number 5 punya questions, which is 4 plus 8 minus 10. Okay, macam mana kita nak buat something with something yang ada multiple division, multiple operation. Okay, so untuk buat tu actually is easy. So kita padam dulu yang ni. So sepatutnya untuk soalan tu, apa yang kita kena buat adalah 4 tambah 8 tolak 10. 8 tolak 10. Okay, yang ni bukan program. Yang ni saya just tunjuk apa soalan yang kita nak buat. 4 plus 8 minus 10. Okay, so first kita kena tengok ah kamu nak dia punya order. So first kalau plus dengan minus, so kita ikut macam biasa lah. Tambah dulu baru tolak. So first buat add, kita settlekan dulu. So sekarang ni based on the task dia dah bagi siap-siap nilai dia. So kamu boleh buat constant terus. So create constant. So yang ni constant. Okay, yang ni untuk constant ni saya boleh besarkan, tapi untuk yang tool ni saya tak boleh besarkan. Okay, tak boleh. Okay, secret constant, secret constant. Okay, so this one first kita buat dulu 4 plus 8. And then macam mana kita nak sambung minus 10, we just add another subtract at the front. So kat sini, so kita letak sini lah. Kamu wirekan ke sini, kamu right click pada Y, kamu boleh create constant. This one kamu letak nilai 10. And then after that, kamu just kat sini create indicator. Okay, so for the output, uh, it's not compulsory to put indicator on each output. Maksudnya sekarang ni tak semestinya kamu kena letak output dekat sini pada x plus y. Sebab apa? Yang kamu yang kamu nak tahu adalah nilai akhir dia. So bila kamu nak tahu nilai akhir saja, just tunjuk saja pada yang belakang ni. Yang ni tak perlu. Kamu nak tambah boleh, tapi actually it not necessary. So kamu buang. So just show yang belakang ni sahaja. So yang ni saya besarkan size tak 36. And then once saya run, kamu akan dapat nilai, which is 2. Betul tak? 4 tambah 8, 12 minus 10, you get 2. Okay, the same later on with the multiplication and division. Sama yang konsep. So nanti kamu boleh try on the task. And I suggest to you, please try it first, because kalau tak nanti kamu akan ada masalah besar untuk jawab uh, lab test. Okay, kamu tak ada final exam. And basically subjek ni uh, setakat yang saya ajar sebelum ni, seorang je fail. Itu pun sebab dia tak hantar langsung dia punya lab report. Okay, kalau kamu buat, kamu hantar lab report, seharusnya kamu boleh lulus dengan senang. Okay, this one example, and then I will show the next example, which is exercise 1. Dalam exercise 1, kita nak compute the following. Wait kita nak compute following this one. So kita nak compute square root 3 minus 2 over 3 divide by square root 2. Okay. Oh, before we go further, saya nak tunjuk there's another way to. Okay, another way I will show it later, because in this step I will show how to use the tools, the node. Okay, because for mathematics, like on the block diagram, there's a two way. Whether the first one you can use palette, and second one you can use formula node. Okay, if you right click on the block diagram, go to structure, and then go to formula node. On formula node, you can type directly what is your equation, but I will show that later. Okay, for this one, I want to show first how do you want to use the palette tool palette. So for the question, square root of 3, how to find square root? Control space, type square, you will find square root. Take square root, it's easy. Okay, square root 3. So this one you will have square root 3, create constant 3. And then next, here instead square root 3 minus 2 over 3. So minus 2 over 3. So you will need division, divide, create constant 2, and then here create constant 3. So here you will get 2 over 3. And then the next one, it need square root 2. So for lab view, kamu boleh copy sama ada, sekarang ni kita nak pakai square root 2. So kamu nak kat sini adalah square root 3. So actually you can copy and then you can change the value. There's a two way. With the first one, kamu control C, the standard copy function, control C and then you control V. Another one for lab view. So you can select this one, you just hold control and then you drag to the side and then you release your mouse first and then you got a copy. But it's easier if you don't want to be confused, just control C and then control V. Okay, so control V. After that, this one we change to 2. So for the equation here, square root 3 minus 2 over 3 divided by square root 2. So first we need to subtract between this one and this one. So you just take create pick subtract square root 3 minus 2 over 3 and then divide by square root 2.
Yang
Yeah.
2/3 tu,
Ah,
you pakai apa? Divide saja?
yeah, divide.
Bukan
Ah,
pakai bukan pakai yang apa? Quotient dan reminder ke apa, tak lah kan?
tak perlu. So the
Ah,
question reminder tu nanti je lain. Yang tu dia akan
okey.
bagi tahu, dia akan different, dia bagi uh, question and reminder, dia akan split. Dia tak sekali. Kalau 2
Okey.
over 3 dia akan bagi dalam perpuluhan.
Okey.
Okay. Then 2 over 3 yang ni saya wirekan dekat sini, ni belah atas and then square root 2 belah sebelah bawah, saya akan letak ni. And then we create indicator. So here we got the indicator here. So this one I'll change this one for exercise 1Q1. Okay. So once I run this, so I will get this value 0.75334. Okay. So later on kalau kamu tak yakin, kamu check balik. Kalau kamu tak yakin kamu punya ni betul ke tak sequence, check balik dengan calculator. Okay, bila jawapan kamu lain, kemungkinan kamu punya step tu sama ada mungkin kamu buat tertolak dulu baru kamu bahagi dulu baru tolak ke. Okay. So kamu check balik kamu punya step lah. For lab view, okay. Actually, how lab view work? Kalau MATLAB, kamu punya programming akan berjalan line by line. Okay, maknanya dia akan buat line first dulu, and then line second, line third, line fourth. Untuk lab view, the sequence is actually is not okay. Sequence is, it will follow the flow. Dia macam pipe Dia macam pipe. So air nak mengalir, air akan mengalir daripada source, baru dia akan pergi ke depan, ke depan, ke depan, ke depan. Tapi contohnya kalau kamu ada dua pipe, dia punya flow akan random. Maknanya dia akan terpulang sama ada nak jalan atas dulu atau bawah dulu. Okay, now we'll see how actually lab view work. Kalau kamu nak tahu macam mana lab view kamu punya program tu berjalan, so dekat atas ni there's a highlight execution button. Okay, kamu tekan pada highlight execution. So once dia nyala warna oren ni, maknanya dia akan tunjuk how your program flowing. Okay, so once saya tekan run dekat sini, okay, kamu nampak. So program ni dia akan jalan satu-satu, tapi dia akan ikut flow. Maksudnya before you got this answer, maknanya kalau ni kat depan, dia akan buat ni depan. Dia akan settlekan tambah dulu, lepas tu baru dia buat tolak. The same with this one, dia akan buat yang ni dulu, dia akan buat square root and then dia akan buat low division. Okay, dia akan buat by flow. Dia takkan skip dia akan buat by flow. Yang kamu dah set, mana priority, maknanya kamu set flow tu dulu, dia akan tunggu bagi habis baru dia buat the next one. Okay, yang ni saya buat bukan retain, saya buat single stepping. Okay, So single stepping dia akan buat yang depan dahulu. Tengok kamu perasan dia buat semua yang depan dahulu. Nampak tak dia punya pergerakan?
Nampak.
Nampak? Okay. Okay, then saya step over, set next pula. Okay. So bila dia next, dia akan buat next, dia akan buat next, next. Okay. Macam saya cakap, apa yang random tu adalah, contoh sekarang ni kamu ada dua expression yang kamu nak buat. Okay. Bila dia buat untuk processing, uh, so dia akan random sama ada dia nak buat atas dulu ataupun dia buat bawah dulu. Tetapi still dia akan follow ikut dia punya sequence. Maksudnya even random dia takkan skip. Contohnya random tiba-tiba dia nak start dengan bahagi dulu. Tak, dia tak akan buat macam tu. Dia akan buat dulu from the first one. Even random pun dia punya random hanyalah apabila dia start daripada atas dulu ataupun dia start dengan bawah dulu. And then mungkin sekejap dia buat atas, sekejap dia buat bawah, dia habiskan bawah baru buat atas ataupun dia habiskan atas tu dia bawah. That one is random. Tapi on the expression itself it will follow the line. Okay, macam saya cakap ni line ni adalah kamu punya pipe. So air akan masuk daripada depan. So dia akan masuk, dia akan tunggu selagi air yang the next source tak sampai dia akan tunggu.
Okay,
Okay.
mungkin boleh tambah yang nak buat dia punya apa tu? 4 tambah 8 minus 10 ni panggil apa ni? Apa benda tu? Bukan program ni apa dia?
Apa?
I lupa. Yang 4 tambah 8 tolak 10 ni kita nak panggil apa benda ni?
Formula apa?
Ni. Yang warna kuning tu. Apa dia?
Ni line
Ni
ni.
atas.
Ni.
Convert.
Oh, okey okey okey.
Apa tu
Yang ni adalah label.
Ha.
Okey, actually kalau kamu nak buat label ni, kamu double click saja pada block diagram ni. The same thing with front panel lah. So kalau kamu double click, you can create labeling. So contoh kalau kamu kat sini, kamu letak ni question SS1 Q1. Okay. So bila kamu letak this one is SS1 Q1. So nanti bila dalam lab test atau lab report kamu bila nak marking, so Median Rashida akan mudah nak tengok which one is your program for exercise 1 Q1. Tapi exercise 1 Q1 yang ni. Okay. So macam ni The same thing with front panel. So kalau kamu double click pun dia akan boleh create ya. So yang ni create task 1. Okay, so then kamu boleh gerak-gerakkan yang ni lah. Okay, yang ni kamu boleh besarkan macam biasa kamu boleh besarkan kecilkan. Okay. So that's for ni. Okay. Sekarang ni before we go further, saya nak tunjuk a case where the wire is broken. Macam MATLAB, bila ada error, masa kamu buat program, bila dia run dia akan beritahu ada error. Untuk LabVIEW, actually before kamu start tu dia dah beritahu siap-siap ada error. Contohnya macam ni saya buat 4 tambah 8 tolak 10. Yang ni saya padam. Contohnya saya terlupa nak wire. Once bila saya buang ni, kamu perasan, okey saya undo balik. Kamu perhatikan pada run punya button. Once saya delete line for 10 value, perasan run will be the run button will change to broken run. Okay, this happen because there's some error on your program which is you need to resolve first. Contoh macam ni, sebab apa dia error? Because you do not require the necessary input. Okay, so kamu perlu wirekan necessary input before you can proceed. Bila kamu nak tahu, it's actually easy. So untuk LabVIEW, kalau kamu nak tahu error kamu mana, just click pada list error. Dia akan beritahu error kamu yang mana. Contoh dia cakap subtract contain unwire or bad terminal. Contoh dalam kamu ni banyak sangat subtract. Kamu nak tahu subtract mana error, double click pada yang ni, dia akan tunjuk which block is the error. Okay. So bila dah ada error ni, so this error happen because you do not wire the required wire. So after you wire back, the run button will become normal again, and then you can run as usual. Okay. Okay. For this one, Actually, there's a type value. There's another thing we call type value or data type. Okay, I will teach you about three important data type. Sekarang ni kalau kamu tengok dekat colors, kamu nampak color wire ni apa sekarang? Apa warna color? Apa warna wire sekarang yang kamu nampak?
Kuning. Orange.
Orange. Okay, this one orange. Okay, so sekarang ni saya nak tunjuk uh, another color which is blue. Okay, this one is the same control, but why it is blue? Okay, this one is blue, and then I will show another one which is pink. Okay, what is different between these three colors? Actually, there's another color which is boolean constant and green. Okay, I will teach about this four. Okay, the color actually it represent to the data type. For the orange is a data type for floating number, which is maksudnya nombor perpuluhan. Kalau kamu nak displaykan kamu punya nilai dalam nombor perpuluhan, kamu kena pilih make sure kamu punya ni berwarna orange. Okey, contohnya dekat sini SSS1 Q1 macam saya cakap tadi kan, nilai dia adalah perpuluhan. So the wire color and the display indicator color will be orange. Every color is representing the data type. For blue is for integer, which is nombor bulat, tak ada perpuluhan. Okay, so integer warna biru. So contoh macam ni, kalau integer kamu create tambah-tambah, and then once you create indicator, your indicator will also automatically change to blue. So kalau kat sini saya buat 4, sini saya buat 5. So bila saya run, x plus y ni akan jadi 9. Okay, nampak ni saya besarkan. Okay, what happen if saya try juga nak letak perpuluhan? Contoh saya letak 4.5 dekat sini kan. So bila saya tekan enter, it will automatically change into orange. Okay, so dia akan jadi bila once kamu letak perpuluhan, dia akan jadi orange. So bila kat sini saya letak 4.5 tambah 5. Okay, before saya run, agak-agak kamu kan, apa nilai akan tunjuk dekat sini? Can anyone give answer? Apa nilai apa nilai yang akan ditunjukkan pada x plus y? Anyone? Okay, siapa cakap nilai 9.5? Dia akan tunjuk kat sini. Just raise your hand. Tak ada. Okay, Syati raise your hand. Okay, yang lain-lain ni agak-agak nilai apa? Kalau tak nak cakap mic, type je dekat chat. Okay. Okay, so saya akan run Saya run. It will show 10. Why is this happening? Okay, supposedly the value is 9.5. But if you look closely on the block diagram, x plus y is blue color. And like I said just now, blue color is integer. So integer tak ada perpuluhan kan? That's why it show 10. 9.5 is rounded up to 10. So if you want to show your exact value on floating number, you need to change your format here. So you can right click on your x plus y, right click, and then you will go to representation. Okay, and then here you will have a few data representation that you can choose. I is for integer. So integer means fixed fixed number. So nombor bulat. For if you want to show it as perpuluhan, you need to choose whether you want to choose extended precision, double precision, single precision, or fixed point. Usually I will choose double precision. So once I choose double precision, okay, you can see once I change, it will uh, when I change the presentation, the color will change to orange. When I run the program, the value will show 9.5. Okay, so that's the difference between orange and blue. So it's important to wire uh, the correct color. To be safe, just wire everything in orange color. Okay, so if you have floating or you have fixed point, the value will be shown correctly. If you select all with numeric value which is integer, you will get the not wrong answer, but your answer will be rounded to the nearest number. And then for pink and green, pink is for string. Okay, if you know string, what is string? String is text. So if you want to pass a text value, you will choose, it will be pink color. While for green is for true or false, which is boolean. Okay, boolean I will explain later about boolean. Okay, so I show some example on the exercise 1, on the question 1. Okay, later on you can try. Okay, I will show another thing, another example on exercise 1 number 3, which is sine pi over 5. So same thing, just control space, search for sine. Okay, so the question just now is sine pi over 5. So how to make your sine? So you take a division, divide operation, create right click, create constant, and this one also create constant. This one 5. Okay, the question asks you to put pi. For you can put pi number 3.1142, or you can choose pi. So you can find pi constant by control space and then search pi. Okay, you will get a pi constant. This one is the 3.145 blah 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 lah. That's one the long version. Okay, and then pi over 5, and then you sign it, and then you will get answer. Okay, for sine on lab view, if you calculate on your calculator, the value will be different if you use degree, because sine on lab view is on radian format. Okay, so if you calculate back, don't worry, because your answer is not wrong, but lab view just use radian format. Okay, RAD. So it's different, sine for rad and sine for degree. Okay, that's for sine pi. So supposedly after these two example, you could do the rest, cos minus pi, and then 12 power of 3 plus 4 square, 4 square, and then 3 power of 5. Okay, how to do 3 power of 5? Okay, actually you can control space, you search power of x. Okay, so this one, power of x, it means x is your number and y is your power. So this one, I will show some example. So in this one, create constant. Okay, 3 power of 2. So x power of 5. So when you run this one, you will get 9. So this is how you want to use 3 power of x. Square you can use directly square. Okay, x square. But for power or cube or power of 4, power of 5, and so on, you need to use power of x. Okay, so that's for subchapter 4, and then next we go to subchapter 5, formula node. Okay, so I have shown you this one, how to use tool palette. Okay, next I want to show you how to use formula node. Actually, if you want to do a long calculation using this tab, uh, using this tool palette which you want to select one by one, plus, minus, divide, multiply, it's tedious. So if you want to a long calculation, you will use formula node. So here I will create a new formula node. Okay, so how to find formula node? There's the way. Where the first one, you right click on your block diagram, you go to structure and then find formula node. Or another option, just control space, type formula node, and then you press enter. Okay, for formula node, you need to specify your size. First, you click, hold, and you drag downside. Okay, I repeat, select structure formula node, you click anywhere and then you drag. Whether you drag down or drag up, drag left, drag right, it's up to you. But when you drag, don't don't release your mouse yet. After you obtain your required size and then you release, then you will get a window for formula node. For formula node, you can use type directly your equation here. As example, 4 plus 8 minus 10. But remember, uh, a precaution. So for formula node, you need to put a semicolon at the end. Okay, after you create the formula node, and then you need on formula node, it will only uh, do the calculation, but it won't show anything or it won't get any input unless you supply it with input or output. So how do you want to supply your input? Okay, so remember, by default, input will always be on the left, while output will always be on the right. So we'll stick to that. So you must make sure. So as example, now I replace this one with x to minus y, x minus y equal to z. Okay, this one is our formula. Or I want, okay, I'll do this one, y equal to mx plus c. This one m times x plus c, semicolon. Okay, so this one, it will only do the calculation but will not display anything. And this one, you did not supply any input. So if you see here, when I did not supply any value, it will state an error. We said formula node undefined variable. Why it is defined as undefined variable? Because you not define the type of the your variable. This one is only variable y, m, x, and c is your variable. So first, the important thing that you need to declare is your output. So if you can see here, y is your output. So you need to declare your output. So how to declare your output? First, we'll go back a bit about C++. Okay, for C++ you have integer. Actually, C++ is basic, so it will be applied everywhere. Even on MATLAB, you have integer, float. Integer is for fixed number, nombor bulat. Float is for nombor perpuluhan. So this one, to be safe, we just declare everything float. So we'll declare float y. Okay, for this one, you only need to declare output. You don't did not to declare input, because why? Because input, you will create input on the border. So how to create input? You right click on formula node and then you add input. So this one, how many input do you have? Can somebody tell me how many input do we have here? Y equal to mx plus c. Someone? Are you here? Anyone?
3.
Yes, good. Yes, Samuel, Satsuri, and Azbatul. Okay, the answer is 3, which is M, X, and C. Okay, so we need to create first 3 input M, X, C. But how do we know this one is for M, this one for X, this one for C? It's easy, just double click on the space, on the white space, type M, this one type X, this one type C. Easy. Then finish declaring your input. Okay, so for this one input, this one will create control lah. Okay, saya nak guna control. Tadi saya guna constant. Ingat bila kita guna constant, kita tak boleh nak ubah nilai once the program start. Kalau kita guna control, kita boleh ubah. Okay, and then this one, bila kamu dah siap ni, actually nilai kamu dah dikira, tetapi kamu tak nampak nilai tu. Sebab apa? Kamu tak assign lagi dia punya indicator. So how to assign your indicator? Right click on the right side. Macam saya cakap, ingat input is on the left side, output on the right side. So right click and you will add output. So this one output, you will type C here. Okay, actually all the thing that I showed is available on lab module, but sometimes people are having hard time to understanding lab module. It's normal because this isn't your forte. Okay, so if you don't understand on lab module, refer to the my teaching later. Okay, I will give you the YouTube link later. Okay, see, create indicator. Remember, output is indicator. So for this one, okay, we go to front panel, and then we have this one output variable. So we rename here. This one is M. So better you rename because will make you easy to identify which one is the assigned value. X value, C value. Okay, this one bukan C sorry, this one is Y. Okay, ini Y value. So bila kamu dah assign macam tu siap-siap, so lebih easy kalau kamu nak create calculation. Okay, kita ada M, X, C and Y. So sekarang ni saya tekan continuous run. So saya letak nilai 1. So sekarang ni kita try dulu Y, M, X plus C. So kita letak 1, 2, 1. Betul tak? Y, M, X plus C is equal to 3. Yang 1 times 2, you get 2, and then plus 1 you get 3. So this is how you do your formula node. Okay, so I want to ask your opinion comparing these two steps, which is one using formula node, and the first one is using the tool node, and then second one use formula node. Which one is easier for you? It can be anything easier. Maybe it's more simpler. Maybe it's which one is more simpler for you for doing a long formula. Okay. So who said uh, uh, method one is easier? Raise your hand. Okay. It seems no one. How about method two? Who said method two is easier? Okay. Okay. Some of you said method two is easier. And actually for me also, method two is easier because if you want to do a long calculation which use a long formula, it's easier to use formula node. But why I want to teach both, because formula node, you can only use it for formula. But if you want to do the next calculation after this, you need to use node palette, node tool nodes. Okay?
So, kalau nilai yang apa, yang indicate yang depan tu dia tak bagi, macam mana nak cari?
Maksud macam mana? Nilai yang mana?
Nilai yang Y ni, M semua ni.
Okay. Kalau M, Y, M, X plus C tu, okay. Sekarang ni, kalau dia tak bagi, contohnya kalau dalam soalan, dia cuma bagi Y, M, X plus C. Dia tak bagi nilai depan. Depan ni, kamu just assign any value. Okay. Macam saya buat sekarang ni, assign je any value. Sebab apa? Kita just nak show that our formula is working. Maksudnya kalau kamu masukkan value-value tersebut, dapat nilai sekian, that one bila kamu dapat kira betul, dia punya nilai betul, maksudnya kamu punya formula adalah betul. Okay. Sebab kalau kita tengok balik dekat kamu punya apa dalam lab module tu, so saya tengok dia punya exercise. Okay, so kalau kamu tengok tu, dalam exercise tu, kamu diberi nilai fx ln as panjang. So kamu akan masukkan nilai tu dalam kamu punya formula node. And then kamu kena check nilai. Actually untuk yang tu semua nilai sudah diberi. So kamu just masukkan je lah nanti. Okay. So actually untuk nilai depan ni M, X dan C ni, actually sebenarnya kita yang assign sendiri. Even contohnya LabVIEW ni, kamu boleh buat kamu punya app sendiri. Why? Because kalau kamu buat macam ni kan, actually you creating a calculator. Betul tak? Untuk ini, untuk MX plus C ni kan. So actually kamu macam create calculator lah. Kamu ada M, X, C. So contoh kalau kamu dah dapatkan berapa nilai Y kamu, tak payah nak tekan calculator ke apa. Masukkan je nilai M, X, C. Masukkan, kamu dapat nilai kamu. Kalau kamu ubah, sini kamu ubah lagi. 2, 5. So betul lah. 2 dah 2. 4 tambah 5, 9. Okey. Menjawab soalan saya. Menjawab saya pada soalan kamu tadi.
Jawab.
Jawab. Okey. Faham eh? So untuk yang ni saya bagi example. Okey. Y on this one, saya bagi example dalam ni Y mx plus c. Actually dalam ni kalau kamu tak nak Y mx plus c pun, contoh dia dah diberi, contohnya Y mana Y? Y is equal to 10 darab 6 tambah 5. Macam ni pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Bila contohnya kamu dah diberi nilai, okey, kamu nak buat terus. Sebab apa? Sometimes bila kamu buat atas, dia bukan nak tahu bukan tahu macam mana kamu bagi input. Actually nak tahu bila kamu buat, kamu dapat result. So yang ni pun tak ada masalah. Pun betul sama juga. So bila kamu run, kamu dapat nilai 65. Pun tak salah. Ini pun tak salah. Sebab ini kamu supply directly your value. Tapi kalau kamu nak gunakan kamu punya nilai ni, contohnya kamu macam saya cakap lah, contohnya kamu nak jadikan kamu punya view ni sebagai calculator, it's better to use Y mx plus c. Sebab apa? Kalau contoh saya jawapan 10 darab 6 tambah 5. Ingat saya cakap tadi, tambah 5. Saya cakap tadi, once kamu run, constant kamu tak boleh ubah. Tengok, kalau saya nak ubah, nilai tu tak boleh dah. So, nilai tu akan tetap stay pada 65. Saya tak boleh ubah. Even kalau saya ubah sini pun 10, sini tak berubah. Sebab apa? Formula kita dalam ni, kita buat Y equal to 10 darab 6 tambah 5. Kalau kita ubah tadi, Y equal to mx plus c, any change on the control will affect the value on the indicator. Okay? So, that's the difference. So, it's better for something that you will change the value repetitively, it's better to use control. But if the value is already fixed, that it will not change throughout your experiment or throughout your lab, make it constant. Okay. Okay, so Saya check balik dekat ni. Okay, so just make a remark here. Actually for the lab module, saya rasa untuk submission you just submit the exercise. Task is only for your reference, but the one that you need to submit is the exercise. Okay? Okay, so do you need a quick break?
Saya nak tanya yang kalau nanti nak hantar kan, kena hantar block diagram ni sekali ke?
Okay, untuk hantar ni kamu just screenshot saja kamu punya ni. Kamu screenshot contoh macam ni kan. Kamu screenshot tu pula kamu nak pakai pen ke, kalau biasanya saya pakai snipping tool. Create contoh exercise Q1 kan. Saya snapshot yang ni. Saya copy, masukkan dalam Word. So salah. Sekejap. So kamu just screenshot, kamu copy, kamu paste saja dalam ni. Tapi terpulang pada Madam Rashidah. Kalau Madam Rashidah minta juga kamu punya program, mungkin kamu kena upload sekali lah kamu punya program. Okay. Tu depend on Madam Rashidah. Macam mana dia nak minta kamu. Macam mana Kak, Madam?
So far saya minta dalam bentuk PDF kan. So
Ah,
boleh buat cara ni lah.
okay.
Cuma sebab dia ada dua-dua block diagram dengan apa?
Front panel.
Front panel. So
Ah,
kena bubuk dia punya output sekali lah.
yes.
Uh,
Okay. So untuk front panel, macam saya punya suggestion, front panel kamu tak perlu crop satu-satu. Sebab apa? Actually biasanya front panel ni sikit je. Yang panjang adalah pada kamu punya block diagram. So untuk block diagram mungkin kamu kena copy sikit. Contoh macam ni kan. Copy satu-satu. Yang ni copy satu-satu and then paste dalam ni. Tapi untuk front panel terus tunjuk je the full screen. So tapi untuk ni it's better for you to susun lah. Okay, contoh ni exercise 1 Q1, ni exercise 1 Q2, exercise 1 Q3, Q4. So it's easier for Madam Syeda later to mark. Okay, another way to screenshot your program. Okay, ada cara lain tau. And then this one, cara ni one lagi cantik lah. Okay, so take note Okay, so first kamu select dulu apa yang kamu nak guna, apa yang kamu nak kamu nak copy tu. Kamu select and then pergi pada edit. Kamu pilih create VI snippet from selection. Okay, bila kamu dah create VI, kamu save lah dekat mana. Contoh save dekat, saya try save dulu. Exercise 1 Q1. Okay, so bila saya dah ada ni, dekat mana tadi, dekat document exercise 1 Q1. Okay, so bila saya buka ni, okay, kamu nampak? Nampak ni? Everyone can see Okay, so this one is more I mean the resolution will remain the same. Okay, so kalau kamu screenshot besar pun nanti dia akan try to fit in lah dalam ni. Contoh saya ambil ni, Ctrl C and then saya paste dalam ni, Ctrl V. So it look more neat. Okay, macam ni So tu pula sama ada kamu nak pakai snipping tool ataupun kamu nak pakai snippet. Depan ni saya tak pasti boleh ke snippet lah. Yang ni tak boleh. Depan tak boleh. Depan macam mana pun kamu kena screenshot lah. Tapi on the block diagram kamu boleh create snippet. Okay. So any question regarding to what I've told just now? Okay. Kalau tak ada question, we'll have a quick break first. Around 5 minit. Saya pun nak minum air dulu ni. Tekak kering dah. Ada soalan apa-apa dulu tak? Sebelum kita rehat sekejap. Kelas will end of 4:30
dia patutnya 2 jam kan. Tapi itulah.
Okay, tak apa. Will end at 4:30. But for the next lab module, I'll create a recording. Okay. I'll create a recording and then I will upload also on the YouTube. If you have any question, uh, ada group ke untuk ni modeling?
Uh, Kau tak buat lagi? Tak
Tak
buat
buat
lagi group
lagi.
Indo.
Okay, cuba try buat satu. So any question you can ask on the group or you can ask group ke nak? Better you ask. Zat, you all still have my number right? Oh kamu dah buang nombor saya.
Last time you ajar apa dia orang ni?
Dulu saya ajar AutoCAD.
Okay.
Okay.
Tak, actually ada kelas GC. Cuma I'm not sure kenapa student tak mau tengok soalan tu. Dia all direct tanya kat WhatsApp. So
Susah kat GC, lambat.
lambat lah. Memanglah lambat.
Ah,
Cuma itulah. Sebenarnya.
saya pernah try dulu. Dulu saya suruh tanya dalam apa? E-learning kan. But
Hmm.
it's late. Sometimes kita tak perasan student tanya.
Ha.
Okay, tak apa. So
Tak
kalau
apalah. Dia macam ni je. Kalau dia orang nak buat, dia kena discuss among themselves and then request lah.
betul.
Sebab dia orang dah tahun 3 dah kan. They should
Ah,
know each other very well. Sebab saya pun tak berapa nak minat ada WhatsApp group dengan you all. Sebab you all pun senyap juga dengan lecturer. So might as well you discuss among yourself and then come up with a solution. Bagi tahu kat kita kan.
ya,
Macam tu
betul.
lah.
Okay, so it's okay. So sekarang ni kamu boleh tanya directly ataupun kalau every one of you are requesting, I will upload later on the lab, the second lab. But if you want to request an online session with me, just your representative just ask me just WhatsApp me when do you want to do the class. Basically for the online session, maybe I'll just show directly what problem that you have. Okay, what problem that you're facing, and then I will explain lah. Saya takkan explain dari awal sebab nanti saya akan bagi recording dah. Okay, so nanti kamu tanya apa problem masa tu, masa buat. Okay, lab view senang. Actually lab view senang. Okay, saya cuma nak tanya kamu, bagi kamu lab view dengan MATLAB, which one is easier? Tapi mungkin kamu tak nampak jauh lagi kot. Tak apa, nanti along the way nanti kamu akan tengok lah. Sometimes lab view is more easier because you don't need to remember anything. Kamu tak perlu hafal program because everything is already on LabVIEW. Just kamu type search je.
Yelah, cuma LabVIEW ni dia kena pandai dan faham dia punya functions lah.
Yes.
You know what you want to do. Function mana kat program ke, kat measurement ke, kat mana.
Yes.
Itu saja.
Itu sahaja.
Itu pun based on experience dan try and error lah. Kalau tak guna, tak try, memang takkan tahu. Kalau itu je lah LabVIEW ni.
Okay. So kita break sekejap 5 minit. So we'll continue at for 2 minutes. Okay. So by that time try download. Siapa yang ni download dulu. Siapa yang internet slow, try download sekarang kak. Sebab mungkin esok boleh siap. Tak tahu, tengok ah. Sebab MATLAB memang very very big. LabVIEW kecil je. Itulah problem online ni, for especially the subject that have lab. But what to do, buat COVID kan, so we need to adapt lah. Okay, so quick break. Take quick break first.
Okay.
for the Apple the NavView. In this video, we will see how to set up and finally the description of this video, and you'll find open the time line of files.
Hello, load. Next to come into the 19 application bit, 2 bit version, development version, process. Okay, and there is 5 about 12 download. See here, you can to okay. Let's check. Okay, carry manager.
Okay. So already 5 minutes, 40 minutes. Okay. So I'll continue. So is everyone here?
Ada.
Okay. So untuk install LabVIEW, this one saya bagi satu link YouTube. Okay. So kalau kamu nak install, kamu boleh tengoklah YouTube ni. Actually dia tunjuk cara macam nak download dan macam nak install. It's simple. Video 6 minit. So kamu tengok tu lah. So saya tak payah nak create tutorial lah untuk install. Okay. So kamu follow yang tu, tak faham. Actually simple. Install ni very simple. And then untuk guna NIactivity saya dah tunjuk. Kalau tak faham nanti mungkin saya akan create satu quick video untuk guna NIactivator tu. Cuma saya tak boleh nak bagi dekat YouTube, bahaya sikit. Later yang tu nanti saya ni lah. Saya siapa kamu punya class representative?
Saya sir.
Kamu. Okey, nanti kamu WhatsApp saya akan bagi video untuk ni guna NIactivator tu.
Okay.
Okey. Okay. So sekarang ni kita akan sambung sedikit because in your module there's another part where we will create array. Okay. Semua orang tahu apa pasal array? Tahu apa pasal array? Ingat lagi pasal array? MATLAB also patutnya kamu ada buat juga array pada MATLAB. So actually array everywhere is sama. Is same. Okay. Array LabVIEW, array MATLAB sama. Konsep dia sama. Which is array adalah set of number which store in table. Okay. In array matrix. Okay. So array ni kalau array ni bahasa programming. Macam kalau macam matematik, it's called matrix. Okay. But actually it's not exactly matrix. But array ni lebih pada table lah. So we say that as a table which store value in a column, a number of column and row. Okay. So how to create an array? Actually it's also easy. Okay, later on nanti yang ni saya akan bagi this one program for this one, apa yang saya tunjuk dalam kelas saya ni, saya akan save dan akan saya bagi juga pada Dang Surya. So nanti kalau kamu nak refer balik apa yang saya buat, kamu boleh tengok balik dalam program tu. Okay. So and then next we will go on array. Okay. So right now I will show to you how to create an array. Actually array, kamu kat sini bila kamu right click pada block diagram. Okay, remember biasanya array ni ada dalam biasanya kita guna array dalam block diagram, tapi dekat front panel pun kamu boleh create array juga. Okay, so kalau kat block diagram jadi kamu ada array, kamu boleh create array constant. Ini pada block diagram.
Share screen tak lagi?
Al Sorry, tak share lagi.
Kan
Syok,
serta kat mana tadi.
syok sendiri pula.
Hmm. Dia orang pun senyap tak cakap apa.
Itulah semua senyap ah.
Hmm.
Senyap ah, okey. Maaf. Okey, macam saya cakap tadi. Okey, semua nampak dah ah. Okey, so nanti saya akan share pada kamu saya punya program yang ni. Sebab saya tak delete pun. Saya akan share pada kamu. So, kamu boleh refer balik nanti. Maksudnya sambil kamu tengok video tu, kamu boleh refer balik pada program yang saya buat. Okey. So, untuk array. So, kita boleh array ada pada dua-dua. Which is pada dalam block diagram dan pada front panel. Dekat sini, kamu right click. Kamu pilih pada array. So, ada banyak jenis array. Basic adalah array constant. Maknanya kita nak create a constant of array. Front panel pun ada array juga. Array, matrix and cluster. Array. Okay. So, what's different array dekat block diagram dan array pada front panel is array pada front panel adalah control or indicator. Okay, while array yang kamu pada block diagram basically is it can become to the three option, which is control, constant or indicator. But for usually for array on the control panel, it will be control or indicator. But mostly we'll set it as indicator sebab kita nak tunjuk how to create array. Array tu memang biasanya kita create dalam dalam block diagram. Sorry. Okay. So untuk array ni same. Array dia ada row, dia ada column. So how to create an array? First, kalau kamu nak create array, kamu kena decide dulu array kamu tu kamu nak masukkan nilai apa. Sama ada integer, float, string ataupun boolean. Empat-empat jenis tu boleh masuk dalam array. Tapi dalam kamu punya lab ni, mostly kamu akan cover hanyalah integer ataupun float sahaja. To be safe, bukan to be safe, nak mudah, kamu assign sahaja array kamu sebagai float. Okay. So bila kamu assign sebagai float, macam mana kamu nak masukkan float ke dalam array ni? So macam how to put it, kamu control space and then kamu cari numeric constant. Okay. By default numeric constant adalah biru. Kalau kamu cari floating double, so kamu kena search dbl numeric constant. So tengok sekarang ni. So yang ni adalah orange, yang ni adalah biru. Macam saya cakap tadi, untuk mudah kita pakai saja yang orange. So once kamu masukkan nilai kamu dalam ni, dia akan jadi array. So this one for the array kamu, bila kamu just assign constant macam ni, array kamu tak ada size. Okay. Your array will have no size. Even kalau kamu ni array kamu boleh resize for display. Yang ni kamu nak resize display So yang ni array kamu akan jadi 1D array. Okay. Apa maksud 1D array? Untuk array kamu ada 1D array, 2D array, 3D array. Okay. Apa beza antara tiga-tiga tu? 1D array adalah array yang hanya ada row ataupun column. Ada salah satu sahaja. Okey, maksudnya kalau contoh kat sini kita cuma ada satu row sahaja. Kita ada satu row, maknanya kita ada satu row sahaja. And then everything is column. So that's one is 1D. How to create a 2D? Okey, macam mana kamu nak create 2D array? It's simple. Just dekat sini, masalah saya tak boleh nak zoom lah. Okay, tak apa. So dekat sini, dekat the number side ni, kamu boleh resize dia to add another value. So once you add this one, kamu boleh tarik yang ni. So kamu akan jadi 2D array. Okay. Kalau tadi saya buat satu sahaja, kalau saya nak resize, saya tak boleh nak resize ke bawah. saya tak boleh nak gerak ke bawah, saya boleh gerak ke tepi saja sebab this one is 1D array. But for 2D array, bila saya tarik bawah ni, saya boleh resize macam ni. Okay, this one is how you want to create an array, whether it's 1D array or 2D array. Okay, this one is to creating a constant array. Okay, so and then how to initialize your array. Contohnya sekarang ni kamu diberi tugasan untuk create a 4 times 4 array. So kalau kamu nak create array ni, saya besarkan tulisan dia. Okay, so untuk size ni, once kalau contoh ni kamu besarkan satu, everything will follow. Everyone akan jadi automatically besar. Okay, so kalau kamu saya tak pasti kamu nampak ni sebagai hitam gelap ataupun grey out, but by default your value is grey out. So maksudnya bila grey out tu, kamu tak assign lagi kamu punya size of array. Okay, so bila kamu nak assign kamu punya array, contohnya saya nak assign 4 times 4. Bila saya resize ni, it doesn't mean this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 5. This not mean I assign this my array to become 13 times 5. But how to assign an array with a specific row and column, you need to put your value here. You need to declare first your value. It can be any value, numeric value. Ada 0, 1, 2, 3. By default, how to initialize, we will put 0. By default, it shows zeros, but it is grey out. So if you want to make it active, you need to double click and then you need to put in value 0. Once you put value 0, you can see the border will become a darker orange instead of lighter orange. The lighter orange is the value that is not active. Okay, this one, oops, sorry. Okay, so this one, you can see here, this one is light orange, this one is brighter orange. This one, if I assign 0, it will active. So this one will become 1 times 1. This one also 1 times 1. If I declare this one 0, it will become 2 times 2 1 times 2, which is 1 row and 2 column. Like I said just now, I want to make it 4 times 4. So what I need to do is I just put here 0, put here 0, and then put another 0 on the bottom. As you can see, once you drag your value on the column, if you add another 0 on your row, it will automatically expand the other 3. Okay, so this one, it means you have declared your array to be 4 times 4. This one is mean you have initialized your array. The grey out, the lighter the lighter light orange is the value that you did not initialize yet. So if you want to use this one, so if you want to use this one for your another operation, you cannot use it because you haven't initialize it yet. Maksudnya kamu tak set lagi nilai array kamu untuk jadi lagi besar. So macam ni lah. Kalau macam ni, kalau saya set 4, dia akan jadi 1 darab 4. So for this one, it even saya tarik panjang-panjang pun, it doesn't mean anything to the initialized array. Okay, so this is how you want to initialize your array. Okay, so this one also is shown on the module. Okay, but maybe you might find this one is more easy to understand instead of the module. Okay, so okay, now we have create an array. How about how do we want to change the array representation? Okay, right now our data representation is double numeric, which is floating, right? How to change to integer maybe some of application don't need to use any double or floating. So we want to use only integer. So how do you want to change? It's easy. So you just right click anywhere on the zero numbers on the array, not on the left side, on the bigger box. Click anywhere, you right click, and then you go to representation, and then you can choose quite long word or byte. By default we will use long, I32. So once you change to I32, so once we change, the color will be changed automatically into blue. So that's mean your array have become an integer array. Okay, so that's how you want to initialize an array. It's actually simple. Okay, but there's another way how do you want to initialize an array. Okay, instead, okay, this one it's easy. Wait, okay, sorry, ada gangguan sedikit. Okay, yang ni kalau kamu nak initialize array 4x4, okay lah, mudah. Bayangkan kalau saya suruh kamu initialize array 100 kali 100. Agak besar mana kamu nak tarik? Dan agaknya kalau nak kira 100 tu dengan nombor yang sama macam ni kan, dengan tak ada indikator 1, 2, 3, 4 ni, rasa pening kamu nak buat. Okay, so how you want to declare, to initialize your array? Okay, we will use we'll use a structure which is called for loop. Okay, kalau kamu tengok kat sini, actually it's have a few type of structure, but which will we use the most is for loop, while loop, case structure, and formula node. Okay, these four will be the most used structure. Okay, to create an array, so right now we'll use for loop. Actually, for loop is not specifically created only for array. It can be anything, because as you can remember, for loop is used to do something repetitively as you assign. Example, you want to do the programming for 5 times, so the for loop will repeat for 5 times. Okay, so right now macam saya cakap tadi, okay, sekarang ni contohnya saya nak create 100 times 200, maknanya 100 row kali 200 column. Tak ya, kita buat 100 kali 100 dulu. 100 row kali 100 column. How we want to create it? So easy. So untuk for loop, okay. So for loop, kamu apa yang penting dalam for loop adalah kamu perlu wirekan loop count. Okay, this one here will create a constant. So we'll create 100 count 100 for loop constant. Okay, and then from here, kalau kita create kat sini, and then here we will take a numeric constant. Okay, here numeric constant will wire directly to the border of the for loop. Okay, so once we wire, by default it will become index, auto index tunnel. Okay, if you right click on this auto index tunnel, it will show a few options, which is last value, indexing, concatenating, and conditional. But the most used is indexing, and this is a default option. Okay, indexing, what does it mean by indexing? It will index your data in an array. Okay, as example here, so if I put here, kita tunjuk sikit dulu. Saya contoh buat 5 dahulu. Okay, and then this one I put 1 value. Okay, so this one I create an indicator. Okay, once I create an indicator, so I will run this one. Okay, so sekarang kamu tengok ni, saya akan panjangkan array saya ni. Macam saya cakap tadi, this one, if you use only one for loop, you are creating only one D array. If you want to create a 2D array, you need to use nested for loop. I will show it later. So right now, if I drag, okay, if you, as you can see here, I set the for loop to be to the 5 value, okay, with one value for each value on the array. So I will have 1 times 5 array. So this one, okay, saya tukar nama takut kamu confuse. 3 So bila saya run, okay, for this one I'm creating a 1 times 5 array with initialized value for each array is 3. Okay, this one kalau saya nak create a 1D array. Kalau saya nak create 2D array, contoh saya nak create tadi 100 times saya buat sekarang ni 2D array 5 times 5 okay. You need to add another for loop inside your for loop. Right click, structure, you put for loop, you just drag and hold, drag, and then release. Okay, so and then this one by using this one. Okay, we'll delete this first. Wait. Okay, this one we delete first because if you keep this one, your array will maintain as 1D array. If you want to create 2D array, first you create this one. You wire this one to the first border of the for loop, and then you wire it to the second border of the for loop. Okay, you create here, create constant. We'll assign as 5. Okay, so I create here as indicator. So and then you can see here. So our array has become a 2D array because we have X and Y. Once we run it, you can see our array has become 5 times 5. If anybody wonders what is this zero value mean, it means that you can scroll into your designated value. Example here, because your array is 5 times 5, right? So if I put it 4 and then here 4, it will show the value at the 4 the value at the fourth number of the column and fourth number of the row. Okay, but if you realize we have 5 times 5s, but if we put here 5 times 5s, it doesn't show any value. Why this happen? Because on late view the array start with 0. Okay, remember on late view numbering start with 0. So it means if you are selecting the first array is we call the zero array. Okay, the zero array. It's not the first array. This one is called zero array. Zero. I'm sorry, not zero array. Zero column. And this one is called zero row. Okay. The second column. So on left view, it will call first row. Okay, first column. Okay. So remember for left view, we start the value with 0. Okay. So that's how you initialize. So like I said just now before, if I assign to you how to initialize an array with 100 try hundreds, so it's easier to use this one. So you just put here 100 and then put here 100. Then once you run it, you will get 100 times 100 array. So this list will go on and on and on and on until 100 times hundreds. Okay. Okay, so that's how we create an array. Okay, on the module, there's another thing that we call as how to create a random. This one, we are assigning our value as integer value, as a fixed value. But how do we want to create our array? Uh, how do you want to assign our array with random value? Okay, so you can assign a random value on your array by using, okay, I control space and then you search for random number. Okay, for the random number, it will give any random number between 0 and 1. Okay, so if we put here, we write directly, and then I put some indicator here. Okay, so if we create a run, and then you can see here, it fill up with a random value which range from 0 until 1. So it will be on uh, a float number. Okay, so this one is 0 until 1. How about if I say to you, right now I want to create an array with a random value which start from 0 until 5. Okay, right now, for if I ask you how to create a random number from 0 to 5. Okay, but the problem here is LabVIEW only create a random number from 0 until 1. So how we are gonna do it? Do anybody have an idea how we can create a random value from 0 until 5? Anyone? Okay, so maybe you all a bit blur how to create it. Actually, it's easy. As you can see here, we are creating 0 until 1 for the random number. If you want to create a random number from 0 until 5, what we need to do is just multiply the random number with 5. So this one, we'll choose numeric and then we select multiply. We'll multiply the random number with a constant 5. So our value will range between 0 until 5. So when we run here, you can see, so we will use 0 until 5. So 0, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2 to blah blah 4.3. Okay, so uh, so this one is how you want to create a random number from 0 until 5. So it's the same. So if you want to create a random number from 0 to 100 or 0 to 200, just multiply it with your desired range. Okay. Okay. So that's how to create a random number. Okay, and another thing I want to show to you is on the for loop, as you can see here, we have I here. So this I is it's this I represent the current count of the array. Okay, what I mean here is, okay, if I put an indicator here, create indicator, and then here I'll put some timing with millisecond. Okay, the function of wait. Okay, this one we call as timing wait millisecond. This one actually is a delay, just a delay. We will delay something so we can see the program moving. So I'll put here 500 delay, and then I will just you select 5, select 5. Okay, this one is numeric. Okay, okay. Look at the numeric here. So I will run my program right now. So you can see the number will keep on increasing until number 504. As I mentioned before, LabVIEW start with 0. So the first loop will count as 0. So if I run this one, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, go back to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why this is happening? Why it go back to 1 to 0 after 4 is because we have two for loops. Okay, this one I'll create an indicator too. This one I will rename as inner loop. This one I will rename as outer loop. Okay, so you can see. Okay, now let's see how the number is changing. So the first one, the inner loop will run, and then after inner loop is done, it will increment the outer loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how it works. If, as example, you want to multiply, you want to uh, create a connection random from random number to the count number. So this one I show some example. So we will multiply the random number with iteration. Okay, so if you okay, yeah, I'll just delete first. I just delete this one. I want to initialize by using only iteration number. So if I run this one, okay, so we'll wait until it finish. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so right now you can see here your array has been initialized by the iteration number of the inner loop, inner for loop. So we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then repeat 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, why I show this one? Because in your exercise 3, you will uh you will use the iteration to initialize your array. So it's not directly okay. So as example for exercise 3, I will show some example for the exercise 3. Okay, so exercise 3 number 2. Okay, I will show this one. Exercise number 2. It said create an array that with size of 40 times 5. The values that need to be filled for each column are as below. For this one, you need to create first a 5 column of array which have this each of value. So this one we'll try for this with this one first. Okay, so you want to create a value an array with value increment with increment of 5 starting from 0. How do you want to do that? Okay, there's another thing on LabVIEW which is called shift register. Okay, so for the shift register, it will store and pass your memory inside the loop. So like this one. So for question number A, I will show you how to do it. But for the rest of the question, later you need to do it yourself. Okay, so first you need to create a shift register. Function of shift register is actually it want to pass your value throughout your loop. Okay, how it pass? Okay, first we need to declare first our constant. So we need to create a numeric constant. As the question state here, your value need to start from 0. So your constant need to start from 0. And then it state in the question your increment is 5. So what you need to do is to add your current number with 5. So this one you create uh, add here, and then you will add this one with 5. 5. Okay, that will show what happened inside here. Okay, so actually I just create indicator. So I'll save this one first later. mm, okay, so for this one, so I will delete first everything on the
Untuk shift register tu kan? Alamak.
okay, sorry, my headphone run out of battery. Okay, so this one I will just delete first everything on the previous one. Okay, so this one I'll just show what happened on here. Okay, so how do she register work? So we'll run it by step. Okay, we run first by start single stepping. Okay, so first one, your value will start with 0. 0 will come to here. Okay, so we run here. First one, the value will be here will become 0. After 0 plus 5, step over and okay, it will bring 5 value to the end of the shift register. Remember, your for loop have 5 iteration. Okay, so first iteration, it will bring five value of 5 to the second iteration. So when we start next stepping, your value change to 5. Okay, so and then we go again. After that, it will goes to 10. Okay, so your value will become 10, and then so on. So 10, 15, 20, and 25. Okay, but here it only show until 20. Why this happen? Okay, because your value start with 0. So your increment iteration is 5. So when you run this one, it's correct actually, it's 25, because the previous one we monitor the value on the input, but the output will become 25. Okay, so maybe this one it's hard to digest for the shift register, but uh, I will change. Okay, I will try with another value, but for this one, if you can see here, if you put an indicator on a shift register, it will only show the last value of the shift register. But on the question A, you need to create an array of 40 times 5. So it means you have 40 row for the first column, and then you need to create an array. So how do you want to create array? So you click on your output of the add tools, and then you wire it to the border of the array for loop. So remember, to create an array, your node must have this symbol. Okay, so this one it means your output will be an array.
Cik Fida boleh tak yang shift register tu, I try buat kenapa dia kalau hitam dia
Hitam,
bukan biru. Macam mana?
shift register keluar hitam.
Lepas tu tak boleh nak add indicator kita, just letak je kan, and then right click.
Okay, kalau
Ah.
jadi hitam, maksudnya jadi macam ni kot. Sekejap
Shift register tu is not in blue colour lah.
Tak, jadi macam ni blue macam ni, solidnya ni.
Dia solid lah. Maksudnya
Solid ni
the whole
maksudnya
block.
bukan shift register. Tak betul lah tu.
Pasti.
So actually shift register, bila kita right click, shift register. Oh, jadi hitam macam ni Okay, jadi hitam ni sebab apa? Sebab kita tak set constant. Wait
Koyak dah ada.
Okay, sorry ada gangguan lagi. Okay, baik. Kenapa jadi hitam? Sebab apa? Kita tak assign the first value to the input register. So kalau kita nak assign input first kalau kita nak jadikan register shift register working, So first kita kena assign. So kalau ni contoh saya assign with double numeric. So saya wayakan double numeric. So saya assign the first value for the shift register.
Hmm.
So after we assign the
Oh,
first value for
okay.
the shift
Maksudnya
register,
bukan buat shift register dulu, buat dia dulu. Buat constant kat luar dulu. Hmm.
tak dengar. Hello?
Hello? Dah
Pelan
hilang
pelan,
tak dah.
suara pelan. Hello?
Maksud,
Okay,
dengar
kena
tak?
kena. Okay, dengar dah.
Tak, maksudnya whenever you want to use shift register,
Hmm?
kita kena buat dia punya constant dulu.
Ya, betul.
Bukan buat
Bukan
pada structure dia.
bukan.
Hmm.
Maknanya kita
Hmm.
first we need to assign its starting value.
Hmm.
After we assign, then we can use it. And remember, shift register can only carry one data type at a time. Maksudnya satu shift register ni dia tak boleh carry a different value. Maksudnya kalau kamu nak create another data type, need to create another shift register. Okay. So like this one. So I have assigned an array. So once I run this one, this one I'll delete first. Okay. This one error because we did not wire any input to the outer shift register. So remember, we need to put every input to the front register, to the front shift register and the back shift register. Okay, so I'll declare here. So after I create this one, I assign 40, right? So we'll have 40 row of value, which uh, supposedly we have at the end of the array. So we'll have 39. Okay, we'll have 200 value. So it's right, 40 times 5 is equal to 200. Why 39? Like I said before, array will start with 0. So the first array is 0 index, so it is 5. For the last array, if we have 40, if we assign 40 count on the n number, so we'll have 0 until 39. So on the 39 index, we have 200. Okay, so that's for creating array. And for another question is the same. So you need to do, for this one, decrement value of 3 starting from 500. So remember, if you are starting from 500, you need to assign your first value with 500. And then this one is decrement. So you remember, you need to use subtract to execute this command. And then for the third, for the question C, you need to multiply each value from column 1 with random number range 0 to 1. This one, okay. So I will show example for, because this one I need to show, or you cannot do it later. Okay, for the C, untuk soalan C ni, macam mana kita nak buat dia? Okay, so sekarang ni kamu dah ada value, kamu dah ada jawapan A. Bila kamu dah ada jawapan A, salah, tak boleh delete. Okay, so apa dia cakap? Multiply each value from column 1. Here, column 1 with random number range 0 to 1. So maksudnya kamu nak kena multiply data from here with random number. So macam mana kamu nak multiply kan? So right now, kamu create another loop. Create another loop. Okay, for loop, instead of creating array, we can also use for loop to calculate array. So macam sekarang ni, kita nak do calculation on array. So bila kita nak do calculation array, so kita tarik wire yang first column, kita masuk kepada left side of the for loop. Okay, so bila kita tarik left side, so dalam ni array kita, dia akan convert array kita kepada single value, which is dia akan buat sebanyak 40 kali. Okay, so tadi macam soalan tadi, dia cakap dia akan darab dengan random number. So we'll take random number. So we'll multiply, oops, sorry, multiply. So we'll multiply this one with random number, and then because here we also want to create column for number C, so we just wire it directly to the front, to the back of the for loop. Okay, for this for loop, we don't need to use any shift register because we don't have to carry any value from the previous loop, because this one we just taking the value from the first column and then we multiply it. So this one I create an indicator. So once I settle this one, okay, so I have this one. So once I run this one, so the first value will be multiplied with random error. Okay, so we'll get another value, and then to confirm whether is the for loop do multiply all the value in the first column. So just check here, we check until 39. So 39 still have value, so that's mean our value our value from the first column all has been multiplied with random number. Okay, if you all realize here, by default for loop need to be wired on the nth number. So if I put a new for loop here, the run function, the run button will become error because it state here for loop n is not wired and there are no indexing inputs. What it means here, we need to put some value or on n, or we need to put some indexing. What is indexing? If you can see here, if we put an array input on the left side of the for loop, it will become indexing. So once we have this one, we don't need to wire anything on the loop count, because the loop will be repeating with the total number of the array on the on our left side, this one. Okay, so if this one is 5, so it will do only 5. Okay, so as you can see here, so if you put here 10, so we also follow the first column. So this one will follow the size of the array on the input. Okay, so that's mean by just now when it state error for loop n is not here, n is here, and there are no indexing input. Indexing input is here. So if you have wire either of this one, the 10 on the end, or you wire an array to the for loop, there will be no error occur for the program. Okay, so that's for array, and then that's a sample for question 2A and 2C. Okay, and later on for the B, D, and E, you can use the example and you need to tweak a bit to get the answer. Okay, so I think that's all for the lab 7. Do you have any question regarding what I've told you, what I'm explaining right now?
Madam dia ada soalan. Yang
Ah,
first loop tu,
yeah.
array apa? Array when you got the output for the first loop,
Okay.
kan lepas tu kita nak indicator ke apa kat
Yang
luar
mana?
tu? Yang
Yang mana?
area yang kat luar.
Ni, this one is
Yes,
indicator.
indicator saja.
Yeah, this one, this array 1 and array 2 is an indicator.
Hmm.
Okay, so indicator, but indicator ni, uh, this
Macam mana
data
you
type.
create indicator tu?
Okay, nak create indicator is simple. Simple. Just right click on the wire or right click on the indexing alternate tunnel. Right click and then create indicator.
Okay.
It will automatically create indicator matching the format of the
Data
node.
type.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So like I said, okay, For actually array, indicator, control and constant is only on for the display side and the storage side.
Hmm.
But for the wiring, it's only data. The wire doesn't mean it is indicator or constant or control. Wire is only carry value. But if you want to use that value, if you want to display that one or you want to change that one, you need to assign a control, constant or indicator to the end of wire or the starting of the wire.
Hmm.
Okay, so it might be a bit difficult to grasp on the first lap, but I need you all to do it. Okay, if you didn't do it, it will be harder for you to answer your lab test later.
It looks overwhelming lah for the first timer. Memang akan rasa overwhelmed, but saya walaupun dah banyak kali tengok lab view, tapi bila buat sendiri dia rasa macam
Yeah, yeah.
okey. Yang biasa tengok pun rasa overwhelmed, yang tak pernah tengok akan rasa overwhelmed lah. Tapi tak apa, please download secepat mungkin dan buat together with your previous lab report also. Yang sebelum ni senang saja. You can ask some of your friends yang dah submit kalau you tak boleh nak, kalau you takut nak tanya kat I ke kalau you tak faham pun. Cuma please lah tolong submit yang sebelum ni supaya kita boleh move forward cepat sikit. I boleh mark and then boleh bagi markah balik kat you all sebab fakulti ligan markah untuk submission ni. Jadi selagi you all tak hantar, selagi itulah you all tak ada markah, you all nak fail ke? Itu persoalan dia. Kalau tak nak fail, tolonglah submit your previous lab secepat mungkin so you can move on dan kita boleh move on buat projek yang seterusnya. Please
Actually,
class.
actually another thing, kenapa kamu perlu submit awal? Sebab apa? It is an indicator for your lab test. Sebab apa? Kalau lab report kamu banyak yang tak boleh buat, lab test kamu akan jadi senang. Tapi kalau kamu tak submit, mungkin benda Syeda akan proceed with the standard question and then every one of you cannot answer. That's more
Sebab
than
lab
worse.
test tu bukan benda yang di luar dari scope yang you dah buat. Maybe it comes from one of your exercises yang kita dah buat yang you kena submit dalam lab report tu. Jadi bila you tak try langsung, you tak boleh nak buat lah. The lab test will cover both dua-dua, lab view dan juga MATLAB. Satu soalan pasal lab view, satu soalan pasal MATLAB.